but mirth and joy.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that makes a man glad to have the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That makes a man glad to know that the Most High actually gave you that grace to receive the wisdom of Him. There's no bitterness with wisdom. Why? Because, I mean, when you got wisdom, you can, what it says in Proverbs, a man with wisdom can basically enlighten a whole city, uplift a whole city. That's the power of wisdom, man. That's why what I'm saying today, we gotta be wise in these days, man. As well as us, amongst the brotherhood. Because if one of us fall off in these days, it's pretty much a wrap. We see the times getting closer and closer to the Most High coming back. So our deal is stay strong in this truth, man. Be diligent, stay strong in this truth, man. Do whatever you gotta do. Shun evil. Stay away from that. Stay away from that shit, man.
Now when I consider these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied into wisdom is immortality.
Well, that's the power of wisdom. You have that knowledge. And the immortality, what does that go back to? The first chapter, the 15th verse. No, it says righteousness is immortality.
How do you become righteous? Through wisdom.
That's right.
And great pleasure is it to have her friendship.
Great pleasure, because once you get to this truth and you look back like, man, I used to be in the world, man. I used to be without wisdom. And you think about it, like that's a BS type of lifestyle, man. How was I living that way? Read that last part again.
And great pleasure is it to have her friendship.
Yeah, great pleasure is to have wisdom as your companion, man. That's y'all brothers, y'all just gotta get right, man. Y'all, for those of y'all that's hearing this word, seek wisdom, man. Because the Lord's coming back, and if you ain't got that wisdom to deal with the things He's gonna put you through before He comes back, there's nothing we can do about it, man. You're gonna fall pretty. Just plain and simple.
Down to Grizam. I'm 18. And in the works of her hands are infinite riches.
What? Read that again.
And in the works of her hands are infinite riches.
Because with wisdom, the reason why I say it's infinite riches. What up? I'm cool. Yeah.
This motherfucker had a piercing here.
She used to be cold in high school. I don't know what the hell happened to her.
Babylon.
I got a story about it. I'll tell you later.
Read that again.
Right.
Announce yourself.
Wisdom of Solomon 8:18. And great pleasure is it to have her friendship, and then the works of her hands are infinite riches.
Yep. And if you go to the book of Revelations, 2 and 9, the riches that it gives you is all tops is the knowledge of these scriptures. That's the true riches, not the riches of this world. All right, we're not worried about getting money. We're not getting paid for this. Read that again.
And in the works of her hands are infinite riches.
Infinite riches, man. You can do a lot with wisdom, man. That's why we say seek wisdom, man. Wisdom is better than rubies.
Got a precept. Long. Look what?
He quoted what I was about to quote. Wisdom is better than rubies. I'm in the middle of 18.
Go ahead.
And great pleasure is it to have his friendship, and then the works of her hands are infinite riches, and the exercise of conference with her, prudence, and then talking with her, a good report.
Those are the riches, the prudence, knowing how to operate, knowing being circumspect, knowing how to break these scriptures down and actually edify somebody.
That's 8 and 11.
And in talking with her, a good report. And when I went about to take her with, and I went about seeking how to take her with to me.
First Ezra 3 and 1. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken and been satisfied, were gone home. Then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awake. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another. Let every one of us speak a sentence, he that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory, as to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and an head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin. And then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius' pillar, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge, that his sentence is the wisest. To him shall the victory be given as was appointed. And this is they basically like, okay, of course it kind of self-explanatory, but they was trying to see what's who gonna have the most wise saying, and they gonna give it to the king so they can, you know what I'm saying, get all the riches and gold, so to speak. Not all, but you know, some. Be real close to the king though. All right, this is verse 11. First Ezra 3 and 11, 3 and 10. Salaki. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is strongest. The third wrote, women are strongest, but above all things, truth beareth away the victory.
Read that last one again.
Verse 12, it says, the third wrote, women are strongest, but above all things, truth beareth away the victory.
Jump down to that verse.
I'm about to go through it. All right, this is 13. It says, now when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and so he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media, and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers, and set him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said, Salakia. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine, it causeth all men to err that drink it. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine, it causeth all men to err that drink it. You know, and it's like, if you drink wine, you're automatically going to err just too much drinking wine, or you know what I'm saying, depending on what you drink and the environment that you in, it can cause you to slip. You know what I'm saying? For being righteous, you might drink and be around somebody else's girl, and you end up trying to, you know what I'm saying, get your rocks off, so to speak, and you know it can cause you to err.
In this day and age, wine is them other philosophies, falling into other different religions and all that, you know, because that'll cause you to err from the truth. You're not gonna know the truth. You're a Baptist this week, then you're a Muslim next week, then you're an atheist. You eventually, you ain't gonna know the truth. The truth is not gonna be revealed to you anymore.
Verse 19, it maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich. Meaning you, like once you hit that drink, you know what I'm saying, you forget about all your problems. And the king will feel the same way, a servant will feel the same way, the rich man will feel the same way, the poor man will feel the same way, a man that got his parents and a man that ain't got his parents, you know? Because you always gonna have problems, so once you get on that wine, you know, it'll help ease your mind, so to speak.
That's a problem. So I help a man forget his power.
It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth not sorrow nor debt.
Yeah, that's basically that's what wine is for, man. To relax, to be problem free, to basically what's that, jollity.
Yep.
Yeah, you know,
take a load off.
Yeah, pretty much take a load off, sit back, relax, be jolly.
And you know, Cat Williams was going off the way that he did it, but he was like, man, you talking about his lights is real high and stuff. So he was talking about smoking, you know what I'm saying, man, fuck them lights, you know what I'm saying? But in the righteous sense, that wine, like I said, it helped you get a load off, man. You had a long day at work. You stressed out, your woman might be nagging. Get that corkscrew, get that cork out of there. You know what I'm saying? Pour up, you'll be chilling, man. But still got that Cadillac.
But at the same time, you don't do it every time you get mad.
Yeah.
Then you'll be doing it excess.
That's why I say drunk moderately. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor, and it maketh to speak all things by talents.
Yeah, because when you intoxicated under the influence of wine or strong drink, really, you're gonna feel good. You're not gonna be worried about nothing. That's like when you see a nigga drink, he start feeling himself. He not worried about the fact that he got fucking $200,000 worth of bills at the crib or whatever his case is. That's why he's drinking. Like, man, I ain't worried about that right now.
He ain't worried about the police. You know what I'm saying? All these unrighteous laws. You know what I'm saying? NDAA. He probably don't know about it, but he ain't trying to find out about it.
Especially on that wine.
Big mama trip when she found a condom in the jeans.
The condom receipt in the trunk.
Who's that? Ocho Cinco? 22. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords. That brawl ain't come out. You ready? Let's you know what I'm saying? You ready to wrestle? You might be arguing a little bit with the brother. Let's go there. Let's put the gloves on. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're going 50. You just boom. We going 100 and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, drawing swords now. That's niggas in the club shooting the club up.
Oh yeah. Throwing up their hood and shit.
Niggas getting an argument at the house. Saying pull out their gun and bam, they just shot their own brother.
Exactly.
about shit like niggas